Alex Karaban is the perfect complementary piece. I think that you would make the argument he's the best role player in college basketball next year. When he's your third option, your fourth option, a guy where he's a spacer, you run him off of screens, you can get him to attack some closeouts, and he could be a switchable defensive piece. He ends up being the fifth best option on 2 national championship teams. And that's why NBA teams were interested in him. That's why he had guaranteed money available to him, big dollars, if he had gone pro last year. He comes back to school and he's supposed to be in that role, but then Liam McNeely gets hurt. He ends up moving up the scouting report, and he gets put in a situation that does not emphasize the things that he does great, and instead puts him in a spot where he's trying to showcase that what he has not done before. And I think that that's something where if you go to the wrong spot, or if you come back to school and things don't go the way that you expect them to, you can also end up showcasing the things that you are not great at. And that's something that NBA teams keep an eye on as well.
So given what you just said about one Alex Karaban, who has not publicly made his decision known, the NBA early entrant list should come out here very, very soon. What would you do if you were advising Alex Karaban what to do right now? Go back to UConn, where, again, his stock's probably on its lower end right now, certainly as opposed to what it was a year ago, where, again, like you said, whether or not he was going to be a first-round pick or not, he was going to get a really good deal. He's going to get a really good deal of probably a couple $1 million a year. Would you advise him to come back and try to boost his stock, or just be done with it at this point and go play? Because he's been in college for 4 years. He redshirted his first year.
Yeah, he enrolled 3.5. He enrolled in January. I would say put your name in the draft, right? I think that you have to declare. I think you have to go through some semblance of the process, right? I don't think you need to go to the combine if you don't want to go. I think you declare and you go and you get the word from those NBA organizations and you hear what they have to say. I think you have to do the due diligence. If I'm advising Alex Karaban, I'm telling him to declare, go do the due diligence. You know you have a landing spot. UConn's not going to recruit over him. He's a guy that won 2 titles.
Are they going to have all the money? What do you do if you're UConn, you're just going to wait it out? You're going to do what Georgetown Ed Cooley is doing with Thomas Sorbo right now, and just saying, "Hey, there's nothing we can do." Yeah, okay. I mean, you have to with Karaban.
The reason I say that, one, he won 2 titles for you. 2, he passed up on having that guaranteed money to come back, and that's part of why
he was loyal. He was loyal to you.
He was loyal, so you have to be loyal.
You're saying in return,
but I absolutely 100%. And if there's one thing that I believe Dan Hurley will do, it is be loyal. I think that the guy is probably loyal to a fault, and that's part of why you see guys like Solo Ball not go in the portal, and like Terrace Reed not go in the portal, and like Jalen Stewart not go in the portal, and even to Jaden Ross not go. Like, his loyalty is why he's able to get guys to come back, I believe. And I think that you have to do this with Karaban, part because he came back for you when you said that you were coming back to college, right? That's part of why, a major reason why he pulled his name out was because Dan Hurley asked him to pull his name out, right? And I don't know if he explicitly said it, but he made it very clear.
And then everything happened right afterwards with the Lakers, right after.
Yes. And then everything happened. And that's that. Like, so I think that you have to leave that spot open. And I also think it makes sense, right? Because if you don't get him, there are still pieces there that can do some of the things that Alex can do. And you can go out and you can find another big wing, and you can find another backup 5. Those are the 2 things I think they need: another backup 5 and another big wing. If Karaban comes back, then you have that big wing spot filled with probably the best possible piece that's there. If not, then you go find somebody else and you go find another backup big, and you have a lot of money available to be able to go find backups to pay competitive salaries for them. So I think you have to declare, and if you're UConn, you have to wait it out. And I think it's just the way that process has to go out. And I think that's the way that I expect it to play out. And I will say this too. I think the situation that he will be in will be much, much, much better next year, much more similar to what it was his freshman and sophomore years. because Silas is going to be the go-to guy, and because Terrace Reed is, I think, is going to end up being an all Big East, first team all Big East caliber player, and because Solo Ball might end up being the leading scorer with all of those things considered because of how dangerous he is as a shooter. So all of a sudden, you're once again the number 4 guy on the scouting report, and you go back to playing the role that made you great the first 2 years, that made you be someone that NBA teams wanted to give guaranteed 7 figures to. And I think that in the long term, with the amount of money you can make next year, is what puts you in a position where you'll be able to be at your best and become the best prospect that you can be in an NBA organization's eyes. Yep. That's all I got. Yeah. Goodman.